Today I'm working with distress paints and a gel press plate. This one happens to be the 8x10, and I love the gel press, and it just makes such a unique print. But if you try using distress, due to its consistency, which is great for other applications, but on the gel plate it wants to separate. So if we take and we add either, I happen to have this Artist Medium by Grumbacher. You can also use golden gel matte, although mine happens to be this is a little too dry. Can't really spread it. I'm not going to be using this today. But you can also take and use clear gessos also. So let me just show you, why you would want to add something to it. So let's start with, let me just start with Abandoned Coral here. Let me show you what happens. And I've just got this tonic, my glass mat by Tim Holtz, which I absolutely love. It makes it so it doesn't slide. But if you see here, when you spread it out, what happens is it starts to separate. Let me try to, I've got a new camera here. Try to zoom in. I don't know where, I'll have to play around with that at another time. But as you can see here, so it starts to separate, which that might be what you're looking for. Because it does, really look quite cool. Let me pull this up. Let's see if you see there, there's the separation. Okay. But if we take and we add something to it, I'm just cleaning up the plate here. Okay. Let's put this over here. But if we take and we add something to it, something like, the Artist Medium, Gel Medium, your gessos, what it does is it gives it this binder, so it allows it to not become quite so separated. So let's see here. So, just spread that out. Ooh, I don't know what this is. Some kind of fuzzy. Okay. And now, if we add the Abandoned Coral, just a couple drops, I'm just doing a little demo here. You can see here it no longer separates. Okay. Now, it will make it a little bit more transparent, but once when you're layering and, if you were to add more paint, it wouldn't, it doesn't necessarily have to become transparent. But see, there we go. See how solid now? Let me clean up just that extra little bit here. Okay, so this is the effect that I'm looking more so with this project. Not quite so separated, but because I have so many of the inks, I want to use, my distress colors, because I can always come in and with the project I'll be using my inks and such, so I want to be able to use my distress colors. So let's see, let me show you what what gesso would look like. So we're just gonna set that aside. And let's put, now, between these two, I prefer, this clear gesso is very, the Liquid X is very gritty. So I have found recently, this gesso, it's smoother. So I've been using this, quite a bit more. But it's going to really give you the same effect. So let me just put a little bit, ooh, that's way too much. And you know what? I'm just going to use a full sheet. So this will be a full, true pull. Okay, so look at it. I'm going to do the whole thing in a nice thin coat. And this is just the small Ranger brayer. Okay, so that's a nice thin coat. And this time I'm going to add some pink, some spiced marmalade, a little of the abandoned coral, and then I'm even going to add in just a smidge of the brush pewter. Just to add that little bit of hairs in there. Now when I seem to, when I gel print, I like more of a you know, broken up organic look. I don't fully use my brayer to get these blended. So now if I pull my, and there's enough paint on here, I'm gonna actually end up getting a ghost print also. I can feel it. So there's my first pull. Look at that gorgeousness. And then let me do another because there's so much on there. And there we go. Okay. So with some stencil work. So if I take, let's see, I'm going to put a little bit of my gesso down, spread it out, and let's see, let's use some more, let's use more of the pewter. And then I am going to go like these circles. You're probably asking, okay, why not just go right on top of the stencil and not use the gel plate at all? Well, I really like the print, you know, I really like how, you know, it adds this texture to it that you can't get. Oops, let's go here. You know, if I was just to go direct to paper. Okay. And here you don't let anything, I don't let anything go to waste, so I got some paper on here, or some paint. So I'm just going to squirt this a little bit with water and put it right on here, and that's going to come up. Kind of like cleaning it without cleaning it, right? Okay, so I'm going to take this first pull that I did, and I think I'm just going to go right through here. Look at that. And then I think I'm also going to go on this side because there is a little bit left. It's not going to be as strong, but there's a little bit left, so it's just going to add that next, you know, just real slight hint of layer. There we go. Okay. Okay, so what do you do if you want to add it through a stencil? All you need to do with that, and I'm going to add a pop of Mermaid Legoon here. So then you just need to pre-mix it and then put it through the stencil. So here I'm going to go with the artist medium because it's got a little bit more body to it than that clear gesso I was using. So I'm just going to put a little bit down there, and you want to kind of, I don't know, maybe go 50, you know, 1-to-1, or, you know, maybe half. That's going to be a lot, but yeah, and then just kind of mix it up a bit, like so. Okay, and then I'm going to use the circle one here, and I'm just going to clean this up off my, and then you just want to get a little on the brayer. And you can move it, whatever. I mean, this isn't, I'm not really doing a gel plate lesson. Showing how you can use that didn't work real well. And then again, I'm just going to take in no waste, squirt that with water, and then just add it to my pickup sheet here. Leave that there. And then pull. I don't want that whole thing, so I'm just adding some randomly. And there we go. How fun is that? And just clean this up off here. And there we go. And a lot of times the ghost print I end up liking it better than the first pull. Although when I'm using regular acrylics, I don't get so many ghost prints because I go so thin with the paint. Alright. And let's see, what else do I want to add to here? I'm thinking they're pretty lovely.